Hey guys, welcome to the Inappropriate Attire Podcast with your boy Will.
And your boy John. What we doing today? Hey Will, why didn't you answer my call like last week when I called you?
See, there's some things that happen in my life that are kind of strange. See, last week I got in a car accident.
You okay? You're here, so you're okay.
Well, they could, all my hair got fried off my head.
Oh, man.
So they had to replace it, right, at the hospital. So they put in...
they replaced your hair at the hospital?
Yeah. They put in...
hair transplant.
Follicles of hair.
Follicle transplant.
But it was ginger hair.
Ginger hair. Oh.
So I didn't want to offend you when you called me and we had the same hair and you thought I was making fun of you. So...
Bullshit artist. Welcome to the episode 6, 7, or 8. I don't know.
Episode 7, because we filmed a lost episode that you'll never hear.
It happened, but that's all you need to know. What are we going to talk about on episode 7?
Well, you want to talk about some...
I want to talk about Logic's new album, because we finally got it.
Logic's new album. I listened to this part of it. I wasn't able to listen to the whole thing, but...
we don't get into it. And then you wanted to talk about...
I want to talk about why the world doesn't care about the future and why we might die and it doesn't matter.
That's okay. And then we're going to bring up another thing, how we found the golden Szechuan sauce. So let's get into
That's his thing.
It's my third thing. It's the third item of the discussion on the podcast, Will.
Yeah, it's a made-up thing from Rick and Morty.
But it's a real thing from Rick and Morty. Turd. We're going to get into that last. I hate you so much. Peace among worlds, Will.
Peace among worlds.
All right. So, Logic's new album is his third album called Everybody. And it was released just last Friday, so a week ago. So, the 5th.
That's generally how things work.
Yeah. So, I was real excited. Getting into the songs, the singles that he released before the album was Everybody, the Suicide Hotline number, and Black Spider-Man. And
still have yet to listen to Black Spider-Man.
Well, it's good, but you'll listen to it. So with hearing it, Everybody, of course, he wants his music for everybody. Wants his music for every person, regardless of sexual orientation, religion, race, ethnicity, creed.
Unless you're white.
But in the album, he just goes and blatantly is like, hey, like there's one part in the
white
song.
People did a lot of bad shit.
I mean, they did, but still, what song was it? It was "Take It Back." Hey. Let's go back before black people were blamed by white people for having guns. Let's go back before white people stole Native Americans' land in America, possibly even Europe, but not Native Americans in Europe, but other people in Europe.
You know, let's not talk about the Persians that pretty much enslaved an entire group of people. They were Middle Eastern, weren't they? They weren't white. I remember that.
It's just one of these things that it's like, why would you have a song and an album for everybody when your other albums were not like this, and then you're calling out, hey, I want this to be for everybody. I want to have peace, love, prosperity, and equality for all people, regardless of any difference. But if you're white, peace among worlds, right?
Exactly.
I just don't get it. It's contradictory, and it makes me feel...
It's PC culture at work, man.
I mean, it's PC culture at work, but Logic's half white, half black.
Facts don't matter to these people.
I don't care. He's never had it before, and I feel a little bit alienated, me being a white man, and I can't change it. I can't change it. I can't change that I'm white. I could change that I'm a man, but I choose not to. I'm good.
Well, actually, science has proven that you can't.
I can't?
You can say you're a woman, but,
I still have an XY chromosome set?
Yeah.
Ugh.
You cisgender white science.
Cisgender white science. It makes me feel like does he want me to support him? Does he want me to listen to him?
He wants your money.
But does he want me to get along with his message, which is what I was buying into for his other 2 albums?
Look how many white cucks there are.
It didn't talk about that. And I'm not going to be one of these people who apologizes for my grandfather or my father.
You don't even know, people never even met.
You should apologize because Thomas Jefferson owned slaves.
He fucked a lot of brown girls.
You should apologize because back in the day, there was slavery. You should apologize because of Jim Crow laws that were set up. I was born in 94, Will.
Mm-hmm. You 93.
You want to know how much I had to contribute to any of that? Exactly 0%. Exactly 0. I had nothing to contribute to the past.
Are you saying that your privilege?
What privilege? I'm struggling to make ends meet, pay off credit card debt, and I'm white.
Hey, you have credit card debt. That's your white privilege.
Oh, great. I love it. It's one of these things.
Don't you know they hand out white privilege cards at the bank and, like, you can just get as much money as you want?
Man,
like,
why don't I have this card then? Why don't I have this education that everyone thinks that I've gotten because I'm white?
Oh, and if you go to college with a white privilege card, you can get a college degree just like that.
Is it just for liberal arts, or is it just for? Can I use that for like a?
No, you can get a real degree.
Real degree? Okay. But it's like I just don't know how I feel about it, and I can't listen to the whole album, and I can't listen to it like I did The Incredible True Story of the Man Who Saved the World because of this.
Mm-hmm.
It's an album that destroys its own self because it's not doing what it talks about, because it's specifically calling out one group of people based on something that they can't change. And are we the first people to say this on the internet right now? Is Logic's album racist?
Yeah.
I may not go that far.
I'm not going to say he's like a racist, but like what he said doesn't like...
It doesn't flow with the album.
It doesn't flow with...
Is his new album racist? Well, I guess we'll say this. Yes. But, so that led me down to, who am I listening to now? It's Sunreal. And I got most of the songs from his EP, For the Town. You should read it. It's great. You not read it. You should read the lyrics. Listen to it. It's fire, dude. It's fire.
Yeah, he showed me the most recent one? The one where he's like Napoleon Dynamite?
Oh, no, that was 2015. That was 2015. Oh. Everywhere We Go.
That's my favorite track so far, though.
That's baller. It's just fantastic. If you should listen to it, go listen to that. If you're getting a little bit tired of Logic's, everybody, just go listen to some Sunreal.
A little bit too much SJW in your rap music.
That's not how it should be. But yeah. Next topic.
Okay, so I would like to discuss, pretty much, I've been wanting to go into engineering for a little while now.
So we've now changed your...
Well, hold on. I've kind of always wanted to go, like, work for NASA. That's kind of been a dream of mine since I was a little kid.
Way to tell me about it, Will.
I've told you about it before.
You've never told me about it before.
Okay. So it was a regress dream that I hadn't thought about in a long time.
Okay.
So I was like, you know what? After I got, semester was over, and I was like, you know what? I want to start looking into what I really want to do. And then I just was like, you know what? I might just get my mechanic certification at TC and just get, where I can work on cars and do all that. Then I started looking into it, and I looked into aviation mechanic. And then I was like, well, shit, if I'm doing all this, I might as well go into aerospace engineering. Then work for NASA. And then I was like, man, I used to really want to work for NASA one day. And then I really started looking into it, and then I delved deep into the hole of science and math and engineering and
so you've been listening to some Neil deGrasse
Tyson.
Who was also
Bill Nye Science Guy and Richard Dawkins.
I will just say, that Neil deGrasse Tyson is on.
It's awesome.
He's on Logic's album. If you want to check that out, he's pretty cool.
I heard him on Logic's album.
It's pretty cool.
That was actually the coolest thing about his album was the fact that he got Neil deGrasse Tyson on there. Like, but he was talking about how, America has pretty much stopped dreaming about the new world, about the next thing, about the next journey. Everyone's just focused on politics, or they're focused on,
capitalistic roots and making
wars
money.
And blah, blah. When we should be focusing on, that asteroid, probably not a good thing if it hit us. No. It destroyed all the dinosaurs that way, so, what's it going to do to us? You know what I mean? We've, narrowly missed a lot of asteroids. I don't know why we're still here. We're just a hurling rock in space that's really big, and another rock could come up and smack us, and we would all die. That's legit, and it's spinning. We're spinning too. So, but I just delving deep into this stuff. I was like, you know what I want to do in my life? I want to work on the next thing that can possibly help us not die from a meteor and from other things like this solar flare shooting out from the sun, and how we almost had a near ultra catastrophe happen in 2012 when the solar flare came off the sun, and it was a near miss from our ozone layer or whatever.
Ooh, okay.
And you remember hearing about that, right?
No.
You don't remember that? Man, it was all over the news. Anyway, or when that meteor hit in Russia, and it took out pretty much their entire electric field in the entire country, and they pretty much lost their entire all their cell phones wouldn't work, and their TVs wouldn't work, and everything was pretty much gone. If that happened here, I think people would rather die than lose cell phone service. But it's I don't know. I want to work on the future and help that, and it's just sad that companies like NASA and SpaceX and Lockheed Martin and Boeing and all these companies trying to some are for obvious capitalist gain.
Well, NASA totally isn't a company, but rather a governmental program.
Okay, that gets barely any funding. Now we can talk about the funding, which gets 4/10. Wait, is it 4/10?
A quarter of a cent of every tax dollar.
A quarter of a cent of every tax dollar. Quote from Neil deGrasse Tyson. And he says that the bank bailouts that happened with the $3 trillion in 2008 was bigger than the span of 50 years of the budget for NASA. So maybe we're spending our money a little wrong here. Maybe we should give them a full penny instead of a fourth of a penny. I don't know. If it was me, I'd give them a quarter.
You give them a quarter of a penny?
Yeah.
So you give them their exact same funding if they have a quarter of a penny?
I give them a quarter of a dollar.
Of every tax dollar? Okay.
I give them a fourth of every... the fourth of our income as a country should go to NASA.
I think that there needs to be...
Or at least a sixth. A sixth.
I feel like there's things outside of the world. That's NASA's thing. But there's still stuff here that we need to know, as far as things within the ocean.
How to kill each other better.
No, I'm saying within the ocean, getting the for real layouts of the ocean's floor, and how there are mountain ranges.
There are a lot of things we don't know about the ocean. There's a lot of mysterious things we don't know.
That's...
But you know what propels those technologies? NASA. Because when NASA creates new technologies, you know where the cell phone comes from? NASA invented cell phones way before they were used in public, transit. So, like, every major technology movement that we've ever had on the planet has come from space programs.
I still think that you can have things that aren't space, but that are more for nautical, or even things on the Earth. Like, you have NASA for space and air, but you have, like, a land agency or an oceanic agency.
And that have oceanic, like, NASA program.
But they're not getting NASA funding, though.
NASA's not getting NASA funding. NASA, you see, in the 60s and 70s, NASA was getting like 5 times as much. Because we were, quote-unquote, trying to discover. But really, we were just trying to beat the Russians because we wanted to play the bigger dick contest.
Oh, don't worry. We beat the Russians in that studio.
So
that
they sent the first black man to
with Stanley Kubrick doing it?
They sent the first black man to space.
Okay.
We sent the first monkey.
Okay.
but I call it animal cruelty a little bit because now he's just going to die.
Nah, that's okay. His death was well worth for science sake.
And he was like, threw a banana in there. Just went in there, went in the shuttle. Okay, there you go. There you go.
I want my dog in space, so we can go up together. That'd be
Granny or the big one?
The big one.
Hey, you don't have your room in there.
That's okay.
It's kind of full.
It's okay.
But, like, in general, we should just... I mean, I'm not... I don't know as much as I probably should talking about this subject. But, like, I just feel like, space and, like, funding towards the future is more important than looking towards the past.
Yeah. Yeah, let's look towards the future.
Stop
to make changes.
Draining the Earth's blood pretty much by draining oil.
Yeah.
And let's use other energies that we have on the planet.
For fluid, you don't need to get your own fluid because there's plenty of other fluid around you. There's water. I'm just saying, like, there's
wind.
other. If you need, there's wind,
sunlight.
Well, that's a myth, bro. We just stay inside every day, right? Whoa, sunlight, man, that's scary, man.
Yo, they I forgot what company it was, but I think it actually was Lockheed Martin that invented. They're coming out with this like new type of roof you can put on your house.
No. It was a Elon Musk. That's
Elon Musk,
SpaceX, okay. Or no, that's a Tesla. I don't know. Either
SpaceX
one.
is owned by Tesla.
SpaceX is owned by Elon Musk. Elon Musk
owns Tesla.
Yeah, so the same owner does both.
Okay, I got confused. Okay, so
solar roof to where you can actually harness the power of the sun to fuel your
and then you sell back the energy that you have left over because you're going to have tons of energy left over that you don't even use, and they'll pay you money for that energy. So, like, we'll pretty much destroy the electric market, and we can just use, the sun to power.
Can I collect rainwater or no?
Oh, you get arrested for that.
But we can harness the sun's energy.
Because the government says, oh, wait, you don't pay us any money now, so we're mad. So
no, this is the same thing with solar panels, possibly.
Well, yeah, they've kind of given in to solar panels, though. They need to give in to, like, people just need to be able to do their own shit and not have to worry about, like, what...
Okay, you libertarian. Taper down.
You know what? Civil liberties over safety.
Civil liberties over safety, man. Whoa!
Abolish the TSA. Get rid of the Federal Reserve. We're good.
We're going to take
it back.
We're going to take David Ershon, and we're going to lock him in the Federal Reserve. He still doesn't have the concept of what the Federal Reserve is. That's the other guys for you.
I mean, the Federal Reserve is not a government agency, but it controls the government's money. Huh? Like, it's owned by the Rothschild family?
Next topic.
Okay.
We're not getting into all of this.
Okay.
I've got some Masters of None Season 2 to watch.
So excited for that. I saw the first season and I was like, yo, the show is my show.
this show is great. And it's done by a minority who's absolutely hilarious.
Aziz
who touches
Ansari,
Ansari, who actually includes everyone in his shows. He's got a white guy, he's got a lesbian black girl in there, but not in season 2 so far. I've seen the first episode. We'll find out.
I mean, to me, like when they all talk about like diversity and like all that, it's like
have this.
As long if you just do diversity for diversity's sake, then it doesn't even matter. Like it's not actual diversity.
But
if you're like actually like friends with people who are like one's black, gay, or whatever.
Again, that's probably Aziz. He actually has friends who are like that, and it's great for the show. But it's not just like...
Well, yeah, he probably does. I'm just saying a lot of companies will
like,
have a McDonald's commercial with an Asian guy and a black guy and a Indian girl. And
do you have to be any of the minorities eat McDonald's? No, you don't.
No.
But, next topic. On to McDonald's. On to Rick and Morty. What's their connecting factor? Season 3, Episode 1, which was released April Fool's Day, April 1st, 2017. Rick talks about the Szechuan sauce, which was discontinued from McDonald's at the end of their promotion for the Mulan movie by Disney.
I like Mulan.
I don't. But that's beside the point. They had Szechuan sauce.
I'll make a man out of you.
Shut your mouth. But the really good thing is, do you want some Szechuan sauce?
I don't know what it tastes like.
You would want some Szechuan sauce, I tell you. Go to Walmart.
I'm
almost assuring you that they will have Szechuan sauce there. It's not going to be in those little tiny nugget cups that have the sauce. Nugget cups. Well, you heard it here first. Nugget cups.
Hashtag nugget cups.
Hashtag that.
Yeah, we're gonna tweet that after the show.
Yeah, well, you may have to.
Hashtag watch the show. Hashtag nugget cups.
Hashtag nugget cups. Hashtag logic's race. Everyone's is racist.
Hashtag NASA's the future.
But you can probably find it at your local grocery store. So if you're waiting on McDonald's to put it out, don't. Just go ahead and buy you a little tub of it, like a tub of ranch, you would. Because we live in the South and everyone loves ranch.
Bottles of ranch.
A tub.
They might have to go to Cisco. Or
tub of bottle. Either way. You can get a bottle of Szechuan sauce at your local grocery store.
What it is.
So,
not Cisco, the internet
what are we
company.
saying? We are saying, go get some Szechuan sauce. And I will probably be doing that next paycheck. Szechuan!
Sorry, dude.
Sorry.
Okay, well, I think
and this concludes episode 7 of the Inappropriate Attire Podcast. Holler at you later.